All right,
Okay, we're
man. Hey,
live.
welcome to the channel. Our very first test. So this could be an absolute disaster. Appreciate everyone who's found this and is showing up. I have a guest here, another diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan, Ben Daniel from the Ben Daniel Talks Football. Ben Daniel Podcast Talks Football. BDP Talks Football. To make sure we have it right. What did you just hold up? Is that Saquon? I just have Eagles. You got that?
This
Did you
this
just?
is LaShawn. This is an old
Sean.
school,
See, okay, yeah, that is old school.
old school
Definitely old school.
LaShawn
Yeah.
when the jerseys were stitched and not sticker printed on. I
Right,
was
right. All right. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
So he's going way back. He's letting you know that he didn't just jump on the bandwagon when they started winning Super Bowls,
Yeah, this is
man.
what I
But
used to wear in high school. Goodness
yeah,
gracious.
yeah. All right. Wow, that's funny. All right. First thing, because we were talking about this right before we came on, because it's absurd. Let's talk a little bit about the fines that we were just talking about, because we got a
Yeah.
list of Eagles that got them, but also why they got them, and it just seems like an absurd thing with the NFL, and that to me they're going in the wrong direction with a lot of this stuff. And we had, Jacorian Bennett was fined for a hip drop tackle. I don't know if anyone saw, but again, it looked like it was the only way he's going to be able to tackle the guy. It was just an open field tackle. It happened fast. I don't think it was called, right, Ben? I don't think it was even called in the game.
It wasn't called. It wasn't called at the game, but furthermore, I knew that once they implemented this hip drop tackle rule, it's so spur of the moment. You can't really access it at the time. So to go retroactively and apply the penalty, it's ridiculous. CDS. I didn't. And it seems like they're protecting. It seems like they're protecting CD Lamb too. It didn't look bad.
Yeah, for sure. The problem is it's basically when you've got a guy like that going full speed and you're tackling him from behind in that way. It's basically the only way you can tackle him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like they're taking away, and you can't horse collar. And I'm not saying you should in that case, but okay, so how are you supposed to? We're getting to that point where we might as well put flags on these guys. And I'm not
yeah,
knocking the players, right? But I'm like that. It's not like that they don't want contact, but we're just. I feel like we're getting extreme with how we're protecting them. But and then of course we were talking about Cooper DeJean was fined 11,593 for a face mask. That again, the face mask was there. It wasn't called during the game, but it wasn't that big a deal either. I mean, it was a basic face mask. I believe it was the one in that scrum where I think we got multiple penalties at the time, although I don't think he got one.
he did. Not only did he not
Right?
get one, who was calling that game? Was it Collinsworth? Was that the NBC Collinsworth team?
Yeah. I'm pretty
Because
sure. I think so.
they were praising him because remember earlier in the game, Nolan Smith got a penalty for taunting. So
Right, which was the next thing we were going to.
they were praising Cooper DeJean for not reacting in a specific manner after the Cowboys player. What the Cowboys player do? Yoked him a little bit, got in his
Yeah,
face,
it
and
was. I mean, I don't think on either team there was really a whole lot in there, other than call the stuff on the field, but to fine him after the fact almost 12 grand for that, and then the Nolan Smith was the biggest one that I thought was absolutely ridiculous. And it was it was Miles Sanders. You had the ex Eagle made a nice tackle, and he gets up and he was happy about it. Basically, is all I got out of it. He kind of flexed a little bit, and that was it. He didn't really get up in Miles' face. He wasn't sticking his finger in his eyes or anything like that. And like he did less than a lot of these guys do now when they make a basic tackle on a running back for a 2-yard gain and they go 15 yards downfield to let everyone know they did it.
yeah,
Like,
I watched as much football on Sunday as I possibly could between the Giants game, the Jets game, the Sunday night game, the Monday game, the Friday
right.
game. There should have been at least 3 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties per game if what Nolan Smith did was the bar.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
behaving like that is the threshold, then these guys can't do anything after making a play. They can't smile too much. They can't cheer too hard. CDS, he maybe did this, and that's it. You couldn't even count
Yeah,
to
yeah. And
to
oh man,
Mississippi.
it's funny you say smile too much, because isn't that basically what lost us the game last year against the Redskins? And yes, I said Redskins because CJ Gardner Johnson got tossed out because he got 2 unsportsmanlike, and one of them was when he was just standing there smiling and the other guy grabbed his face mask,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
he got the penalty. That's what it made me think of. So he probably said some words, And then he's smiling, but he didn't actually do anything. And he's the one that got the penalty.
Yeah, he made a football play, celebrated that it was a tackle for a loss. Got it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like you said to begin with, we're going backwards. This is going backwards. You just taking the heart out the game, taking the emotion out the game, policing the game too much, far too much.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it goes back to, I mean, they've been saying this probably for decades now, but it seemed like it had gotten past that and we're back to the no fun league.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. And what's really funny, because we've talked about this a lot because it's obviously out there, thanks to Caitlin Clark, is one of the things that made me think of, I thought of the WNBA with this, because so many times now, well, with the growth of women's sports, it's not just basketball, but we've heard a lot with them where they talk about how, oh, you wouldn't be criticizing us for this if we were men, and you wouldn't be saying this if we were men in terms of behavior. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, what do you talk? You get away with more than we see in the NFL now. Like, guys in the NFL can't do anything. Players in the WNBA get away with far, far more in terms, and I'm not even saying it's wrong, but they do a lot more trash talking and jawing and all that. And then they're saying, oh, well, if we were men, well, wait a minute. You have a bigger leash than the men do. That's what's crazy about it,
yeah,
at least with football.
Yeah, far more showboating going on in the WNBA, far more taunting going on in the WNBA.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right in your face, but they don't get penalized for it because they're women.
Well, that's it. But then they complain that when people say something about it, like when people think whatever happened in the game with the taunting went too far, and then there's criticism, then they play, oh, you wouldn't say this if they were men. Well, it's like, well, but wait a minute. Did you see Nolan's, like, because to be fair, I won't even say, as we all have our bias for our teams, I won't even say the Nolan Smith thing was a Philly thing, because this happens to a lot of these guys all over the league now. And like you said, the inconsistency of it is mind-boggling. Because we see stuff that's far worse than Nolan Smith that doesn't get a penalty.
Yeah, I agree that it's not just an Eagles thing. There are plenty of things to be tribalist about.
But we do get it worse.
when we see it league wide, you find yourself sticking up for so many players in this league because of all the inconsistencies. Not just the Nolan Smith play. I mean, defensive holding, roughing the passer, late hits. It's just
right.
You don't.
Oh my God!
They don't call it fair throughout the board. CDS. It's one way one Sunday, and it's the next day later that same afternoon. They call it very different. It's unfortunate.
And to your point, you just made me think of this, because again, it goes to the inconsistency.
Holy
of
shit! Are you going to talk about Jalen Hurts getting pushed out of bounds? Dude takes fucking sorry for cursing, CDS. Dude takes 2 steps out of bounds, gets 2 steps out of bounds, gets shoved into the cameraman, and we hear nothing, not a beat.
I was going to that, and then Patrick Mahomes, and then Travis Kelce, because yes, and the thing is, and now I know it was Collinsworth, because when you started talking about that, I could hear his voice, because he talks about, oh, there's not much into that because Jalen ran into the camera. Well, yeah, he ran into the cameraman because, like you said, he was 2 yards out of bounds when he got shoved. And I'm sorry, when you're going full speed, it doesn't take a lot. And being put into the cameraman could hurt you. It's like I always say when people talk about, like, in basketball, when someone goes up for a rebound and the person behind them gives them a little nudge, and people will be like, why is that a foul? That's not much. Or soccer, a guy goes up for a header. I'm like, if you've ever played those sports, when you go up in the air, a little nudge is a lot, like, because that's all it takes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing when you're running full speed and going out of bounds. And then there was one, and I think I did it in my last video to compare. I showed a play of Patrick Mahomes, I think, against the Packers in 2023. And they showed it right down the line, and then you could see the official's feet on the sideline looking right at it on the other side. And Patrick Mahomes is entirely in bounds, not even a foot up and off the field of play, but still in the air, standing in bounds. And the Packer levels him, 15-yard penalty for a late hit out of bounds. And then this year, what was it, last week? Because we know all these defenders are terrified of hitting quarterbacks now who get anywhere near the sideline, especially Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick knows it. So Patrick's running, sprinting to the sideline. The Chargers lets up because, hey, it's Patrick Mahomes near the sideline. And so right before he steps out, Patrick lowers his shoulder and puts the boom on the guy. And then when the Chargers get upset, Patrick raises his hand like the 5-year-old child that he is. Oh, I didn't do it. It's like, it's one way or the other, guys. If you're going to let quarterbacks do that, then you've got to let quarterbacks get lit up when they go to the sideline. You can't have that. They've got to clearly be out, and it's got to be a late hit. Stop protecting them because they're using it to their advantage. And to that point, it's not even the hit. You also see him do that, and I think Josh Allen has done this. They decide, I'm not going to go out of bounds. I'm going to keep running upfield because the defense has stopped.
Yeah. It's almost as if they've weaponized that call in their favor.
They have.
Because the defenders, they are so. They're terrified.
They are, and
they're terrified. They're terrified to hit these quarterbacks. Even the legal hits get called because they're just too hard. Even the legal hits on these quarterbacks get called because they are too hard. Patrick Mahomes gets the call. Josh Allen, he gets the call not as frequently as Pat. I think Mahomes is the worst out of all of it.
Oh, he is by far.
He is the worst. But
by far.
The fact that they just let Jalen Hurts, he just never gets the calls.
No.
CBS. It would be one thing if he gets it occasionally. He never gets
it. And
all that does is just open up Pandora's box to say, this is okay, this is all right. If he takes 2 steps out of bounds, you can hit Jalen Hurts as hard as you can.
You can hit Jalen Hurts. Yeah. And well, it's, let's face it, not to have a persecution complex, but I think we all know that sports media hates Philadelphia fans. I mean, that's maybe more so with the Eagles because I think they're probably the rowdier fan base. You have fewer games, so they travel more with the teams. I think, by the way, like 30% of the tickets on TickPicks or whatever they say came from Pennsylvania going to Arrowhead. So you get.
They would sorry to cut you off. If that was Patrick Mahomes, they would have shown that play on ESPN Monday Night Countdown. They would have showed it repeatedly. Is this something we need to look into? Is the NFL too lenient, allowing these players to get hit out of bounds? But the fact that it was Jalen Hurts, you don't hear a peep about it. And that goes to your point about the media just not.
Yeah. Well, and also with Patrick Mahomes last week when he actually. This is a Super Bowl
winning quarterback. This is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Somebody who's outplayed Mahomes twice on the biggest stage.
No respect from the league at all. No respect at all. And to your point, actually, it works the flip side too. If what happened last week when Mahomes decides I'm not going out of bounds and I'm just going to level this defender who's basically stopped playing, if that had been Jalen Hurts or that had been Josh Allen, we would have seen that all the time, and then we would have heard about how these quarterbacks are taking advantage, right? Like it would have flipped. It would have flipped completely the other way. Now, the one thing I want to bring up, this isn't the Eagles, but it goes to the consistency, and it is the Chiefs who are playing. And I kind of hate myself a little bit for bringing this up because not only is it defending the Chiefs, which I loathe to do, but it's defending maybe a player I hate more than any other in the NFL, and that is Travis Kelce. And I've said this, sorry, Eagles fans, it's just a bizarre thing because I love Jason Kelce. I can't stand his brother, never could. There's nothing about him that I like. I can't even look at the guy. But, dude, to get hit the way he did, and look, he dove. I mean, it wasn't a big deal in terms of hurting him, but because the Charger throws a sucker punch at him, but he does it with an open hand, he doesn't get tossed out of the game. And again, there's the consistency thing. What was it? Shiloh Sanders gets tossed out for what was really a lot less.
Oh, dude, did you see the
but I guess because it was a closed fist, he gets thrown out, and what's his name for the Chargers doesn't. Again, consistency. That's why I brought that up, because you were talking about the consistent part of it. It's crazy.
There was the left tackle for the Cowboys. I think Guyton is his name. He smacked one of the Eagles' ends upside his head, and there was absolutely no
nothing
call on that play.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. You know what? With the Hurts thing, I was thinking of this morning. I mean, look, we already know there's a bias against Philly, and then specific with Jalen Hurts, and I'm just wondering. I'm curious of what you think with the sports media, but also other fans. you have the bias of, well, he's an Eagle, so of course they're going to hate him and downplay it. But then the dude looks like a running back or a linebacker. He doesn't have the build of a quarterback. And I just wonder, I wonder if that's a little bias that plays into it too. Like they watch him and they think, oh, well, he's not a quarterback. He's a runner because he's big. And although he actually, I think, runs less than than Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson does. But, he doesn't look like Peyton Manning. He doesn't look like Drew Brees. Even Lamar Jackson, who actually is a big guy, right? It's all relative. He just doesn't, but he's kind of that taller, leaner build like you think of with a quarterback, where Jalen Hurts is like, what, 6'1", squat 600 pounds. You know what I mean? Like the dude looks like another position.
It's almost like being that center that's just way too big, so the referees just allow you to get hacked all game.
Yes. Yeah. That's a great example. Yeah. Yeah. It's like you couldn't breathe on Tom Brady.
Yeah,
but you can smack the crap out of Jalen Hurts. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's funny though, CDS, because in my lifetime, all Eagles quarterbacks have been abused pretty much. McNabb's always been abused. He's always been injured. Wentz always getting the short end of the stick. Now Hurts is getting the short end of the. It just seems to always be a common occurrence with this team.
There's the Philly bias, right?
And they're all big guys. They're all big. They're all big guys.
McNabb was huge. Actually, Wentz was too. You know what it was with Wentz is he was just a little taller.
Yeah.
Wentz he was what, like 6'5", 245, 6'5", 250.
He's kind of pretty big, like Josh Allen, just a little leaner.
Yeah, he just great example of how much mentality matters in sports too, right? Like there's a guy with all the talent in the world and he started ablaze because of that talent, but his head was a mess. Yeah. And that was it. That was it for him.
That injury really did him in.
It really did.
To Carson, right? That's what we're talking about.
That didn't happen.
Oh, there he goes. Yeah, let's talk about this game while CDS gets back in here. We got the Philly, we got the Eagles, we got the Chiefs, we got a couple big debuts that I am looking forward to. Zadarius Smith making his debut in an Eagles uniform. We got Tank Bigsby making his debut in an Eagles form. And let's start with Tank Bigsby, right? He hasn't been utilized that much. Oh, he's back. I was about to get into a soliloquy while you were doing your thing.
I think it was on my end, but it took me a minute to realize that because I could see me moving and you were frozen.
Oh, indeed.
And it said no connection for you, so I'm like, wait, what's going on? But yeah.
Did it show me offline at all or not?
Well, you disappear. You were frozen, then you disappeared, and then it said for you, it said no connection, but it was still showing me and me moving and talking. So, but then I disconnected my connection and connected it back, and you popped back on. So I don't know.
Yeah, we were talking about the Wentz. Yeah, I think you can. I think you can literally just pinpoint that injury as the turning point in his career.
For sure.
I think it's that. It's that black. It's that black and white.
I think when that happened, in order to get back also and be who he was, he needed to recognize that a different work ethic was necessary. Because I think back to a lot of like his post games and stuff like that I just got the vibe from him that he didn't feel like he had to work for it.
Too chill of a vibe.
Too chill of a vibe. He was very upset when they drafted Jalen Hurts. He felt like I was drafted at a top draft pick. I'm the starting quarterback. I shouldn't have to earn anything. I think it felt like there was a little bit of that with him.
Yeah, when we drafted Hurts, though, that wasn't Hurts coming in to take his job wasn't in my mind. I'm like, this is awesome. We got a quarterback that can come in.
I really don't think that's why he was drafted.
Yeah, be a very suitable backup. He can pass. He can run.
I think. No, go ahead.
It just landed in his lap. It just landed in his lap.
Exactly,
and they were and he ran with it. No pun intended.
Yeah, it was like, well, he's here. He's available at this pick. How do we not take him? And you're talking about quarterback. Like all teams do this, and I know some of them that they do. They have to if they have a great starter who's maybe got some years left but isn't exactly young. I know there's a lot that goes into should we take somebody, but you and I I was just thinking of the Cleveland Browns, and yeah, they went overboard. But it is true in the NFL, you can never have too many good quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Because you never know when the season or career-ending injuries happening.
But at the same time, to that point, it's not just your team either. So if you're stacked up on quarterbacks, you always have a piece that another team can need down the line.
Well,
Like
yeah,
let's take
well,
the Giants for example. If something happens to Aaron Rodgers, don't be surprised if Mike Tomlin calls for Jameis Winston. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
There's just
yeah,
it's just such a hot commodity, a quarterback
yeah,
that can play in this league, and fortunately, we still have two of them on this roster.
yeah. Well. To that point, I was just going to say, never. I mean, Tanner
Yeah,
McKee
got
got hurt,
injured.
right? Like,
Yeah,
so
he got hurt.
you just you never know with the quarterback position. So you need that. So I think Wentz getting as upset as he did because Hurts was drafted in the second round, like Carson, if they're drafting someone to replace you, they're making trades, they're moving up in a quarterback year, and they're taking a
Yeah,
top guy.
yeah. We will do the same thing
They're
we
not
did.
they're not taking
We would do what we did to get you. We would throw some picks together and move up the draft and grab somebody in the top of the first round. We won't just wait and wait and
yeah,
wait.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And to your point, it's funny about having somebody because other teams might need him. I mean, yeah, we're also talking about Howie Roseman, are we not? Like this is how many trades has he made in the past 3.5 weeks? Like 4 or 5 different trades, and
Man,
that's why he does this stuff,
he's an animal.
right? I mean that's why he stacks draft picks and all this because he's always looking to improve this team.
Everywhere,
Like
everywhere.
you can't you're not safe. I don't think I mean, look, they're not looking to replace Saquon Barkley or Lane
Who's more
Johnson or
active? Who's
anything.
more active than Howie? Who in the NFL
Nobody.
is more
No,
active? He seems
nobody.
to be the only GM that's moved into the new age of it's the it feels like when I was growing up, it's like, this is the NFL. We don't make trades until the trade deadline, and even so, it's really just a couple trades here and there. Howie Roseman has like turned it into a no. When I need to make an improvement, I'm going to make an improvement right then and there. I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to drag this out. I'm going to trade picks. I'm going to trade capital. I'm going to do what I can to get better at every single position. And he hits on his draft picks too.
Absolutely.
So even a second round draft pick, it's going to be a first round talent with Howie Roseman picking these guys.
Yeah,
Look at
he
John
has a
Campbell.
he has a different mentality. And
Yeah,
well, look at Zach,
yeah, yeah.
right? I
Absolutely,
mean, come on,
absolutely.
he was and he
Castaway.
was what a special teams guy for 4 years, and then look what happened to him. But yeah, I think Howie has a different mentality where he's always looking for improvement and anywhere, right? Like he will slowly improve the bottom of the roster, but if he has an opportunity to improve by replacing a starter, he'll do that too. And like you said, a lot. And I think part of it is the that I will say that has hurt a lot of the whole trading thing is the money and
Yeah,
the salary caps and the hits and because there's so many things you have to figure out before you even if two franchises are like yeah we're willing to give up this guy for that guy and they're like and then it's like well now we got to figure out all of this other stuff with the money because there's guaranteed money for this guy and then what's the cap hit going to be and what years is the cap hit going to happen and all this other stuff. It's wild.
that's a good. When you say improve the bottom of his roster, I'm thinking he understands that it's better to have a. He understands that just raising the floor of your team sometimes is a bigger improvement than raising the ceiling.
Oh, absolutely, having that depth so
Yeah,
there's not as big a drop off
and he doesn't waste time.
100%.
You look at AJ Brown, he didn't waste time. You look at Slay, he didn't waste time. You look at Gardner Johnson, he didn't waste time. As soon as Barkley becomes a free agent, he didn't waste time. He doesn't drag his feet at all. And you look down south a little bit. That's all they do in Dallas. All Jerry Jones does is just drag his feet and drag his feet and filibuster and keep going and going and going and
And I'm thankful for it.
yeah.
Right.
Even last year, going out and get Jahan Dotson. It's like, all right, this is. It seemed random to me.
Yeah.
It seemed random to me. And then this year, going out and getting John Mitchie. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Just
There-
keep building these rooms. Iron sharpens iron. He gets it.
Yeah,
He gets
100%.
it.
He does get it. He does get it. And
This football, these guys get beat up.
yeah, oh, absolutely. Well,
Take him out for a couple
that
plays.
that's the thing. And as much as I loved Saquon Barkley's season last year, I would love for him to go from the 345 carries he had last year to about 250 this year, because 250 is still a lot. It's like 15 a game. And then maybe he's fresher at the end of the season. I mean, 345 carries in the NFL. That is why workhorse running backs quickly go downhill from around age 29 or 30.
He was a workhorse.
Right?
Everything.
And he was a
Passing
workhorse.
game, running game, blocking.
It's crazy. And what has Howie done? Right? Who did he just go trade for now with Tank? Right? Now I look at the backfield, and you know what it kind of reminds me of. And now I'm going to draw blanks on the players, so it's really going to irk me. But you'll get them because, well, obviously LeGarrette Blount, but I'm thinking of the Super Bowl team from 2017 that was running back by committee. But we had like three guys who kind of, I think Blount was maybe number one, but we had three guys that carried the load in terms of the carries. And if you can take Saquon from 345 to 250 and give those to Tank, or we have AJ Dillon, man.
AJ Dillon and Tank. I mean,
and Tank.
That's
what I mean. It can be a three-headed monster.
Yeah,
Saquon could be more effective for the team with 250 carries and being fresh at the end of the year than the 345 he had last year.
It was LeGarrette Blount. Jay Ajayi. Another pickup.
It's Corey Clement might have been what I was thinking of. But Ajayi.
Corey Clement as well. But Ajayi was a guy that I believe the Dolphins got rid of.
I believe, yes. Yeah, I think, that was, yep.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll take him.
Yeah.
I guess we'll take him. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and then take the based on week one, the Jacksonville Jaguars didn't even have either they didn't have a need for him, don't know how to use him, or something that we're just not seeing. But
that's it.
Last season he had a hell of a year. CDS.
He was their leading rusher. He was their leading rusher, and there might be something else thing though. Is one other thing I'll say about Howie is he seems to do his homework.
Yeah.
I mean, look. Nobody, it's all risk. I mean, Peyton Manning or Ryan Leaf. Oh, I don't know. There's always Tom Brady in the 6th round. But I mean, like, I think, setting aside the spitting incident last week, Jalen Carter is a great example. We should have never been able to draft Jalen Carter because of what happened, and that scared a lot of teams away. Mm-hmm. Howie obviously did his research and felt comfortable enough that if we take him here, it's worth the risk involved. So
I think it's the culture as well. Not only the culture of the locker room, because Hurts is a hell of a leader.
Yes.
What he did at Alabama, then taking himself out, because I mean he didn't throw a fit. He said, "All right, it's to his time."
Exactly.
Okay.
No.
Going to Oklahoma, leading
he
that
celebrated.
Team. Going to Oklahoma, leading that team. But I also think it's the culture of the city and the fan base.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody really questioned or trashed or we embraced Jalen Carter as soon as we got here. And I think that weighs on a player in terms of, you know what, out of respect for the people, out of respect for the fans, I'm going to do my best to make sure that I play up to my ability and I stay out of trouble. He even said it in the post-game interview. He was like, I let down a lot of people out there. I let down a lot of the fans. I let down my teammates. He gets it. It was a bad moment. He's moving on, and he's going to come tonight, and he's going to wreak havoc tonight. I have no doubt.
Yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind. Like the little race cars that you just bring back and wind up, and then you let go? We're about to let go tonight, and he's going to cause havoc.
I hope so, man.
I'm sure Patrick Mahomes is going to flop. I'm sure Mahomes is going to get hit and cry a little bit.
He's going to look to get Carter out of there. Yeah. But to that point, I want to give props to the fans in that respect because, and you know all this, but I'm going to put it out there anyway because I'm so sick of hearing the crap about the fans because, again, a little bit of a WNBA Caitlin Clark stuff as well is we would hear a lot about, big free agents don't want to go to Philly because it's too tough to play in Philly. Philly's too tough. The fans are too tough. You know what? Then you're a soft mother, you know what. And that it does not. Here's the thing. it doesn't take much at all to have the Philly fans embrace you. You know what you do? You come here, you appreciate the fans, and you bust your ass.
Yeah.
That's it. I can go back to, and I don't even really remember this, but I know the story. I think it was early 90s. I think it was like that Philadelphia Phillies team. I know you're a Yankees fan, but that 93 team was really beloved in Philadelphia. Like they were a mess. That was the Lenny Dykstra and the John Kruk and all that. And around that time, they brought a free agent named Aaron Rowan from the Chicago White Sox, who at the time was a top free agent signing center fielder. He comes in, and I don't even know if it was game one, but it was in like the first few games at home. He's in center field, ball's hit over his head. He runs full speed, never lets up, runs straight into the wall. It happened to be a part of the wall that the padding wasn't there for some reason, busts his nose open, blood everywhere. Now he's a Philly favorite. Like, it doesn't take much, man. Like, go hard. Is that really too much? If that's too much to ask, your ass shouldn't be playing pro sports. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? We really don't ask a lot. Just want to win and play hard. How complicated is that?
And now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, other than T.O., I mean, you could kind of throw A.J. Brown in there maybe a little bit. We haven't really had many dramatic personalities on these teams that just crave attention and crave all the theatrics. They seem to just, they seem to always just come to work, not.
Yeah, we've had receivers more like Jason Avant.
Yeah, like you have OBJ just drawing attention to the Giants all the time. You have the Tim Tebow New York Jets fiasco. I mean, the Jets in general. But with the Eagles, it never seems like the players crave the attention and just disrupt locker rooms. And it never really seems like that to me.
And if that is happening, there's such a good culture within the organization that it's not seeping out to us. And to that point, I will even defend A.J. Brown a little here because, and I think I saw something on this the other day, and I'm not saying he's perfect. Don't get me wrong. Like, I understand what you're saying, but I also think, again, the anti-Philly sports media is constantly trying to create conflict and drama between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts.
Well, the only
you know what I mean?
I'm only talking. I only said maybe A.J. Brown because the only thing I could think of with A.J. Brown is just the book. Everything else seems regular run-of-the-mill stuff to me. You know, just the book is the only thing that's like,
Yeah. And think about how boring that actually is compared to, like, the other people you're talking about that are drama queens.
Doing crunches in the driveway.
Oh, my God. I forgot about that almost. That was funny.
The T.O. McNabb thing is way different than this A.J. Brown.
Oh, for sure. Now,
Jalen Hurts is a different type of leader than Donovan was.
Oh, very much so.
Donovan,
very much.
I'm not going to say he craved attention, but the fact that he's out doing these chunky commercials and he seemed to,
you know what?
He seemed to play to the media a little bit too much.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's an issue I have with Donovan McNabb that makes him very different than Jalen Hurts. Is I think there was a lot of insecurity with Donovan McNabb, and I'll give you the greatest example of that. If you go and you look at highlights of him early in his career, right? I think he was doing the right things, and then he secured that starting spot. He was having good seasons, and then it became, I am selfishly not going to do what the team needs. Because I hesitate to bring this in, but I think people understand it because Donovan has said it. I'm not trying to be controversial, but because of the status at the time of who he was as a quarterback, he refused to run when he should because he didn't want to be known as a running quarterback. As opposed to run when you should, pass when you should. Like, we weren't asking you to be a running quarterback, Donovan. You were a phenomenal athlete who could run.
Yeah.
So when it makes sense, do it. That's all. It's not like just run. You know what I mean? But I think there were so many times in his career when he should have run and he didn't. And it always stuck in my head that he had said that.
Yeah.
And that bothered me because you're hurting the team that way.
Yeah.
Jalen just, nothing bothers him. Like, he's definitely not insecure.
He does whatever it takes.
He does whatever it takes.
Not only does he do, and he also does whatever is asked of him. That's the difference between
100%.
him and Lamar, in my mind, is that Jalen plays within himself. He plays within himself. He plays within the game plan. He doesn't make bad decisions when it's time for a crucial throw. He doesn't force the issue. I mean, he really doesn't force the issue, CS. I know we were talking last year a little bit about his passing mechanics, but he doesn't
Yeah.
force the issue when he
No, he doesn't.
he
And
doesn't
they've
go
gotten
outside.
better.
Yeah, he's not going to throw 35 passes just to prove to people that he can throw 35, and he's not that
No,
kind of guy. He's not that kind of guy at all.
if he needs to, he will.
If he's
And
asked to,
yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, it was I think it was in 2023. They ended up losing the game against the Chiefs. It was a regular season game. I think they were getting blown out. They closed it to 5 in the fourth, and they lost by 12. But that was a game where they needed Jalen Hurts, and he threw for like 372 yards to lead a comeback. It's like, and that's what I don't get is he's actually one of the best deep ball throwers.
oh yeah,
Inside or outside the hash marks in the NFL. I mean, that ball they threw to Dotson, like people are talking about, he wasn't throwing anything deep and this and that. Well, he threw one and it was 51 yards and it was absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a phenomenal. And to your point about like not forcing and this and that. And so, okay, well, sometimes that means maybe you don't get a play you would have, but it also means he doesn't turn the ball over much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that whole risk reward thing. It's like you could have Jalen Hurts who can have big games and he'll do whatever it's asked. And maybe there are throws and what I was getting at is sometimes he holds the ball too long. Well, that may be why, because he sees something and he's like, no, I'm not going to force it. It's just as likely to be a turnover as it is to be a catch. So I'm not going to throw it.
Like,
so he holds it.
Like the three different players that are coming to my mind right now in terms of forcing / not forcing it, right? We got Roethlisberger, Lamar, and Jalen, right? Jalen won't force it, but he'll use his legs, not forcing it.
Yeah.
Lamar would not use his legs and try to force it to prove that he can make that throw. And Roethlisberger, he won't force it; he'll just take the sack.
Yes.
It's the three different ends of the spectrum here, where I would rather take Jalen and do like, I'm not going to force it, because his runs, as he's progressed in this offense, to me it looks like the designed runs are less and less. Him running is more.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, nobody's open. First read, second read. Time for me to go.
Yep. It's just enough that you have to respect it. And that is another thing that Jalen brings that I don't think a lot of people realize. When Jalen came into his own a few years ago, you go look at the numbers in terms of rushing yardage and the Eagles' leading rushers. Their numbers exploded. Why? Because Jalen Hurts is so damn effective back there and such a threat himself that you can't key on the running back the way you might with another team and another quarterback. He makes running backs, and again, not taking away from anybody we've had that had a good season with him, Miles Sanders, Saquon Barkley, but he makes them better because of the type of quarterback he is. And to your point, before I forget, because you actually mentioned Jameis Winston earlier, and then we got into the risk-reward thing, there's another guy. Do you want Jalen Hurts, who's going to maybe hold the ball a little longer sometimes, but win you Super Bowls, or do you want Jameis Winston, who's going to throw 35 touchdown passes, but also throw 32 interceptions?
Yeah, no. Give me
you know what I mean? Like,
give me Hurts every time. Yeah, no.
Winston will throw into 1-on-5 coverage on 1st and 5. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Too much confidence is a thing.
Yeah. I mean, yes, sometimes you're losing a game. You got to come back. You're taking some riskier throws. I get it. But, and to that other point, is just to take a little nip at McNabb one more time. And this is just because I heard him dissing Jalen Hurts the other day.
What did he
McNabb's
say?
He was doing the typical sports media stuff and kind of playing down. I think it was after the first game and just talking about things that he, his decision making and holding on to the ball, the same stuff.
He played great that first game.
Yeah, he did. Well,
Dude,
right.
But nobody came out in the second half. No, nobody came out.
No.
The game was over. Insane. The game was over.
Yeah. And I thought Donovan McNabb, like if you look back, for his career, and it was in the era where passing started becoming more of a thing and the NFL loosened rule, and all that. But for me, looking back and looking at film, his numbers should have been way better because here was the thing. You throw a short slant and Donovan will complete it and it'll be 8 yards. The problem is if Donovan had been accurate with the pass, that 8 yards could have been 30 yards because he threw it behind the guy instead of in front of him. Or you throw a screen that goes for 9 yards, but maybe if you hadn't thrown it at his feet, you know what I mean? Like he was completing passes, but they weren't really always where they were supposed to be to make the play bigger. They weren't getting the after the catch yardage. They were getting the completion. I'm losing my voice, man. Wow.
I will say this. I think. I mean, Andy Reid's a great coach.
Yes.
I can't knock Andy Reid as a coach. But what Bill Belichick did with Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez, that double tight end, vertical threat, short threat, deep threat, seam threat. We could have done something similar with Brent Selleck and LJ Smith. I mean, those two guys were legit, dude.
Absolutely. I thought that too. But you know what? Could have done that with Brent Selleck, and then when Dallas Goedert came in too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Brent was washed up when we got rid of him. Yeah. I thought that too. I'm like, man, the Eagles had a number of years where they had two really good pass-catching tight ends, but they didn't use them the way I thought they should have.
Yeah, we did it a little bit. We did it a little bit last year with Alcantara and
and he's going to have to. Let's see what he does today because there's the issue with Goddard. I'm glad you said that because I had meant to bring that up and I forgot. We got on other stuff.
That's a good point. He is a little injury prone.
He is.
I am starting to realize that.
Yeah, hell of a pass catching tight end, but it's like he's starting to become where you can't rely on him. And I don't mean that in a like, oh, he's going out and partying and he's hungover and he can't play well. I mean he's just hurt.
Yeah, and
the guy gets
twice the pain here because this would also be a time where Goddard's out, where Johnny Wilson would be able to get in there, a 6'6" dude. We could see but he's out too. So but that's why Howie stacks these rooms.
Right. But again though, if we go way back to what we were saying about the trading and what Howie does, it's not like if we want to, especially again with the running that Hurts can do and the running backs we have, we can even run out of it, stretching out that deep. It's not like we don't have the receivers where we can go in 3 and 4 receiver sets without a tight end.
That's a good point.
And still run the ball effectively because we spread them out. We get smaller guys on there. We have a great offensive line. Our running backs and Jalen Hurts aren't exactly small. And, so it's not like we have to go 3 and 4 receivers and that means we're throwing the ball all over the place. Well, no, we'll run it down their throat even with the receivers out there.
I mean, what I would want to see today with Goddard out would be a good amount of play action to that point.
Yes.
Because then Calcaterra would be able to really just run the long drag.
He's a decent tight end, man. I mean, he might be playing a lot more somewhere else.
He definitely would be.
He's a good tight end.
That's the thing. Our second tight end has always been, whether it was Goddard when Ertz was here, whether it was Ertz when Selleck was here, whether it was LJ Smith. Now we've always had a second tight end that could go somewhere else and compete for a starting job instantly.
Yeah, and for the most part, although now with the last 2 years with the offenses, we haven't used them as much. We've also had, for a lot of years now, have had good pass catching running backs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, even back when it seems like Westbrook really started that.
Yeah. Well, and oh man, oh God, I'm so brain damaged. I just saw him play too for his new team. Last year, I loved him as a running back, but he just didn't get much time because we had Saquon and we had Miles the year before.
Gaineswell?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
He's a heck of a running back, man, and he's a great pass catching running back.
And again, who?
Right.
You know what I mean? Who? Yeah. Oh, but the running back, the committee is always a solid committee. I mean, Westbrook and Duke, it's just always a committee of solid backs over here.
Yeah.
CBS.
Yep.
Yeah, Gainesville. Yeah. We can't keep them. They're so good.
That's it. Well, that's just it.
And we can't keep them.
There's where you get the realities of the money. And to that point, though, strictly from a salary cap aspect, Howie's actually phenomenal there too. Or the people he has hired to keep an eye on that and help him out are phenomenal with that too. I mean, it's amazing how well the Eagles do and who they can keep with the salary cap. And before I forget, I got to go back 1 second because I got to shout out because we were talking about in the wide receiver sets and the blockers and everything else. Come on, man. Pound for pound, the best blocker in the NFL is Devontae Smith. And I'm kind of not kidding. Like, I watch him on screens and wide receiver screens and stuff when he's assigned to blocking, man. Dude, the guy's like 170 pounds, but he gets after it.
And
which I kind of don't want him to because I don't want him to get hurt, but
a willing blocker.
Yes,
so many
exactly.
Of these receivers are scared to actually go head up against whether it's a cornerback, a safety, a linebacker, if you're doing like a quick pitch to the outside.
Yep. A top wide receiver
and
who's not big.
Good point. You're right. That's probably the best point right there. This isn't a third guy, a fourth guy, somebody that needs to show, hey, coach, I can block if you need me to block. This is somebody who's established already.
He's not doing it to make the team.
Yeah. He's not fighting for his job here. He's doing it because he understands what winning football takes. Yep. It's such a... You never know if one of these blocks or non-blocks is the difference between 5 yards and 10 yards, 10 yards and 15 yards. These guys know,
15 and 60 plus.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I mean, seriously.
You have Saquon break a run, okay, a 12, 15-yard run, first down, wide receiver's not blocking. But then you have Devontae Smith down the field going head up against the safety, earns him another 20 yards, earns him another 25 yards.
Yes.
Give Saquon, not only earns him yards, but give Saquon time to make a decision in his mind. I'm going to move left. I'm going to move right. I'm going to shift here. I'm going to shift there. I'm going to cut up field. I'm going to... It's all a chain reaction. It's all a chain reaction.
100%. It's a team thing. And to that, and I think, again, this is very much a Philly fan thing. I think we probably appreciate it more than any other, is I love, whether it is a shorter pass that a receiver breaks or it's a running play, when it gets out into that second level and it could go all the way, whether it's a wide receiver or it's a lineman actually chugging. I love seeing guys come off the screen to get after a block, 30, 40 yards downfield, because that just running interference to slow a guy down could be the difference between a good gain and a touchdown, which could be the difference between a win and a loss. Which could be the difference between home field advantage.
And not home field, and we have home field.
Yeah, yeah, right. Like, come on.
D1 Eel, salute to you, CDS. We got somebody in the chat. How we doing today, D1L? Appreciate you, CDS. I also think that goes to how good the offensive line is as far as blocking too. If you have let's say you have an offensive line that doesn't bust their tail every single time on these screens, on these runs, getting ahead, setting a wall, setting lanes, then maybe the receivers aren't as inclined to block as hard as they are. But when you see these guys up front sacrificing every single play, you're much more... It's like almost... I mean, I'm a hard worker regardless. It's almost as if you need to see your boss working hard for you to be like, okay, that's the standard. I need to work up to that standard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They see these guys sacrificing every day on the field. So you know what? I'm not going to let my linemen just go heads up against their matchup. I got to step up against my matchup too, because I know they're going to win their matchup. So all I got to do is contain. Next thing we know, Saquon is tapping his head in the snow with one of the most legendary plays ever.
Yeah, well, and that's it, to your point. I mean, it doesn't always take this full-on crazy block. It just takes a little bit of interference at times, just to create that moment for a cut or whatever it might be for to send a guy all the way. Absolutely phenomenal.
I mean, we can even just flip it to the defensive end. Maybe not an Eagles example here, but let's use the Seahawks when they had the Legion of Boom. That front seven wanted to get after it even more because they knew they knew the secondary was that elite. Guys, we can't just have the secondary carry us here. we need to step up.
Yeah, well, and that's it, and that goes to me where it's the team thing, and I think that goes again back to what has been. And look, I got to give Nick Sirianni a ton of credit, And as a typical Philly fan, if we're like 2-3 later on the season, I'm going to say he needs to get fired. But I'm going to give him this prop and say the man has come in and created a hell of a culture here. And to that point, I think you get that. It's like the secondary is like, hey, man, we've got to cover and let our front guys get to that quarterback, and vice versa. They're like, hey, man, we can't let the quarterback sit there all day. Our secondary is great, but if we give this quarterback all day, anybody is going to get picked apart. And we got to do our job because they're doing their job. And you see with a lot of teams sometimes you get those one or two players or whatever where it's just off and everything falls apart.
Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, Sirianni came from Detroit, right?
Yes.
So he
Yes.
so again, that speaks to, so we're gonna find this guy from Detroit who has been perpetual losers for the last 20 years, and he's gonna be the guy that instills this. He's gonna be the guy that says this is how we're gonna go about things.
Yeah. And
Picking
I
person
assume
if you can find a winner amongst a group of losers,
yeah.
that's pretty impressive. That's
Oh,
that's pretty darn impressive.
poor Detroit.
Yeah, it is what
I,
it
I,
is.
I think you had your year last year, guys. Sorry, no offense, but
Oh,
I think the Packers are going to take your division.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, and again, that
Packers
must
didn't look too good against the Redskins, though.
yeah.
CDS, from what I've seen so far, I'm not. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Season just started.
16 more games.
Yeah. But from the first week at least, it seems like most teams have a lot of ironing out to do. We have a lot of
Yes.
fine detailing to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and we have a lot of
Fine tuning.
improvement. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and improvement, but in a way that we're starting at a good level,
Yeah.
and we know that we can improve, and we know what we have to improve on, and it's just going to take time in the games, and we're going to keep getting better. Whereas other teams, it seems there are issues, shall we say,
Yeah.
and weaknesses, and you wonder if they're going to get fixed. And like you said, it's only one game in, and I do think the Packers are going to be really good. I think the Redskins will right the ship, and yes, I said Redskins. But to that point, I got to say one more thing because I know we're going kind of long too now. Because I just Jaden Daniels, okay, and I don't have actually anything against Jaden Daniels, but as an Eagles fan, I'm so sick of hearing about this guy. I'm so sick of hearing about how good he is and how he's better than Jalen Hurts. I'm not hearing anything. I'm hearing Jalen Hurts, who went 19-23 last week in a win, and how terrible that is. But I'm not hearing that Jaden Daniels need 40 pass attempts to throw for a measly 200 yards.
Dick and dunk, dick and dunk, dick and dunk, dick and dunk.
That is absolutely horrifically bad. Like Chase Daniels bad.
Oh.
Hey Chase, how you doing, my man? Give me a call. We'll chat quarterbacks.
Yes, is this true? I'm trying to find it here. I saw the Eagles are 15-0 on games Jalen starts and finishes.
They play the Chiefs today, so I am not going to acknowledge that right now.
But that is true, right? Or
It is not true. The superstitious athlete in me
okay.
says it is not true, and I'm going to leave it like that. Yeah. To that point though, because this is kind of wild. Speaking of wild stats,
Dude, hold on, dude. If the dude, hold on. I got you. Just because I got you, man. If the Chargers, the Chief, I mean, again, a lot of improvement can be made week 1 over week 2, but the Chargers, if Justin Herbert can have a game like that, if the Chargers can do that against the Chiefs defense, we should be able to take care of business. That's all I'm gonna say.
oh yeah, we should
We should be
absolutely
able to take care of business.
no doubt. But to add to that stat, here's a couple of wild ones for you. Two, the Eagles are the first team in NFL history to play 10 playoff opponents from the previous year. That's how tough the schedule is. And I'll add you one more. Ben. it is the first time ever a defending Super Bowl champion goes an entire season without playing back-to-back home games.
Really?
They hate us, man.
Wow.
I should have brought. I should have worn my German Shepherd from the 2018 Super Bowl. We're always the underdogs. I don't care how talented the rosters.
That's actually crazy to just not even Super Bowl champions. Just to think of a football team not having back-to-back home games is absurd,
isn't it?
So you got to go.
That's kind of wild, man.
You nearly lose a day in travel.
Yeah.
So you're already losing 2 days. They got a recovery day. So you're losing 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's conspiracy theory brain. That's a little concerning.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a little concerning.
it's one of those things where you say conspiracy theory, but then it's like you start looking at it, you watch how the NFL behaves, you look at the fines that were levied in the Cowboys and Dak didn't get anything, and you start thinking maybe not so much conspiracy. I mean, oh man, I don't know if I want to go here, but I think a lot of people have learned in the last.
It forces you to at least wear the tinfoil cap.
A lot of people in the last 5 years or so have started to think, well, okay, conspiracy theory now is truth 6 months from now. Like,
yeah.
You know, I mean,
especially with these Chiefs teams.
Yeah,
especially with these Chiefs teams.
Yeah, dude.
Brady didn't have it like Patrick Mahomes has it. I mean, he had it, but not as much as Patrick Mahomes had it.
I don't know if anyone's had it as much as Patrick Mahomes. It's kind of wild, really. Yeah, and I just I'm bracing myself.
Bowl, you see a defensive holding in the Super Bowl that's not defensive holding. Like, you guys are just trying to cost us the game here.
100%.
That's what this is. You guys are just trying to cost us the game here. You see a couple of these plays against the Bills. Like,
yeah,
this is it just causes you to when you raise your eyebrows too many times.
Right.
You start to ask, well, how much money was on this game? Well, who has interest in certain outcomes on these games?
Yeah.
And dude, if the rumors are true and they want Taylor Swift to do the halftime, Roger Goodell is going to move hell and high water to get the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. It's going to have to take what we
absolutely.
did. And again, that's why fly Eagles.
And
you don't want to go up against the referees. You better lay a smackdown on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And that's what
you have to. You have to. If if Taylor Swift says she would do the halftime show, even if she doesn't voice it, it's going to be delivered in the way where the silence implies, I'll do it if the Chiefs are playing.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Come on. I mean, look at her life. You think she's not going to think she could get that?
Yeah.
I mean,
it could be as easy as, hey, Roger, I'll do it if, and then okay, let's see what we can do.
Hey, Roger, I'll do it if hey, Roger, Travis and I were planning a weekend that weekend, so I'll do it if, and there it is.
But they also seem gung ho in embracing this Taylor Swift thing, like they've actually, like she's actually brought new fans.
Right.
The Swifties tune in just to see her in a box for 7. They're not new fans.
Right.
But I guess if you can pass it off as ratings for advertisers,
they're not watching other games.
And Roger Goodell's a fan of it, I guess.
They're not watching other games.
It's just a money grab to pass off to advertisers at this point.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, man. Wow, it's already 11:45. If you want to, we can just wrap it up now, man. We've been going for like an hour.
About to hit an hour mark.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if I have much left of my voice, man. I don't know if you could tell, but
real quick. Remember when we? Of course. Now I'm blanking out.
By the way, for those who didn't notice, this is the Flyers hat. Just saying, they're going to win the Stanley Cup in 50 years this year.
What was the linebacker that we got mid-season, and then he went to the Jets and refused to play for the Jets?
Oh, talk about a guy messing up his career and then not winning a Super Bowl. You talking about Hassan Reddick?
Hassan Reddick. We did a Hassan
Thank
Reddick
you for
move,
because I blanked earlier and it really bothered me, and you bailed me out, and I was glad I could do that.
but then now we have the Zardarius Smith move.
Yes, yeah. We didn't even talk about him, but
One
yeah.
man's trash is another man's treasure. Like,
And let's face it, I think Nolan Smith, who's obviously much younger, is going to step in and erase Hassan Reddick anyway
yeah, yeah.
for
It's
many more years.
it's a good play by Harry because if you have any questions, does it how much left does this guy have in the tank? You put him on a Super Bowl roster and you'll find out how much he has left on the tank. You put him on a
Yeah,
contending team and you'll find out exactly how much he has left in the tank.
exactly.
Of course, I'm
Right.
blanking out on another name. Uh,
Uh oh.
maybe it was a Darius Smith, but I don't believe it. It was a linebacker from the Colts that actually had some injury issues, and we
Oh.
ended up picking him up too for a little bit of a test run. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Maybe not
I
know the
I
name,
can
but you remember who I'm talking about, right?
picture him. But yeah. I can picture him, but I can't.
That's twice now. This is the third time now in the last 5 years where a linebacker who some people might think is kind of done or they're injury prone or whatever, we're gonna go out and we're gonna add him to our roster because you can't have enough pass rushers, you can't have enough depth at that front seven spot.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Well,
move
and
around.
that's it. That's the thing with Smith. We're not asking him to come in and pass rush 70 plays in a game. You know what I mean?
No, correct.
It's like
Spot fill, just spot fill.
yeah. I mean,
Save your gas tank and come in almost like a sixth man. Almost like moving
yeah,
a starter to the six man role. Like we don't need you to put up
yeah.
20 points, but when you're in here,
I mean,
put it up.
yeah. Well, think about it. If it becomes an age thing, we say, oh, maybe he's getting a little slow or this and that. But if he could come in and he's
Shaquille Leonard
rushing
was
the
his name.
passer,
Shaq Leonard was the guy I'm talking
okay,
about.
yeah. If you say, hey, you're going to come in and you're going to pass rush like 12 times a game on obvious passing plays. You're just going to pin your ears back and go after the quarterback. That's a guy who may have seemed washed up as a starter who can now be effective for you.
And the identifying offense, again, these guys are just wells of knowledge. Just
Yeah,
wells of
yeah,
knowledge that he's going to be pouring into the young guys. So even
yep,
though he's not on the field per se, when Carter comes off, when Smith comes off, when Campbell comes off, dude, I told you about Jahad Campbell. I told you he was a steal. We got this guy in
yeah, yeah,
pass protection,
yep.
in pass coverage. He is a beast. New Jersey born and bred.
Dude,
When these guys
what is
come
that?
off the field and talk to Zadarius Smith and they're looking at the binder of all the screenshots of formations, you're like, guys, this is what we need to look at next time. You want here, we should be
Yeah.
going here.
And you meant 3 or 4 years ago, Eagles fans were like, "Are we ever going to have even one good linebacker?"
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
did.
Like we went through a long period where it was like that was always our defensive weakness.
Yeah, and even
And that,
the Alonzo trade didn't even pan out. That was
no,
a
Kiki,
terrible trade.
terrible trade.
Terrible
And
trade.
and we got savaged by tight ends,
Yeah.
bad tight ends in the passing game after game after game. Yeah, that was absolute disaster. Oh man, you something you were saying made me think of something interesting, and I could. Oh well, it's gone now. But yeah, I mean, unless you got anything else, we can wrap it
I
up and go
yeah,
watch some football.
yeah. Who do you got today? Let's wrap it up there, I guess.
What's that?
And who do you got today? Let's wrap it up there, I guess.
Oh, I don't. You mean winning?
Yeah. I mean, we gotta do
okay.
predictions. We gotta do a
You
prediction.
know, all right, I don't even have the schedule up. I got who's play? Do you have it up?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We could go. I was just talking about the Eagles game, but let's go game by game. Let's go
Oh yeah.
game by
Oh
game.
okay.
Let's go
Well,
game by game.
obviously the Eagles.
Yeah, let's go
Okay.
game by
Oh,
game.
I know what I want to say. Okay, you have it up, so you just call them out. But I do want to say one thing first, okay? Because I just popped into my head when you were talking about the gambling aspect of it, right? Did you see yesterday, real quick? Penn State was up
It's
52 to nothing.
I saw that.
Vanderbilt, and the spread was like 46 and a half.
Yep.
And Vanderbilt scores this insane touchdown at the end of the game. How would you like to have been someone who bet on Penn State? Like, are you kidding me? Anyway, yeah, go ahead. If you want to run through these
All right.
these
So
games.
we got Jaguars Bengals.
Oh, come on, man. Bengals.
Bengals?
I'm not worried about the spread, but
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just
Oh yeah,
picking
yeah, yeah,
winners.
yeah. We're just free balling. We're
Well,
just free
you
balling.
can pick first too. You can tell me who you
Okay.
want.
Okay. Jaguars, Bengals. I got the Bengals. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jaguars win though. I
At
wouldn't
this
be
point in the
surprised.
NFL, nobody winning surprises me.
Yeah,
Just the way
that's a
the
good point.
league is set up.
Well, if the Giants beat the Cowboys, I'll be surprised.
Hold on a sec, man. I dropped
Yeah,
my. Can't hear you. You there?
I'm there.
Okay, sorry.
We're good.
I got the Bluetooth and it just popped out of my ear. What was the next one?
Uh, I was saying, well, the next one. If the Giants beat the Cowboys, I'd be surprised. We got Giants
Yeah,
Cowboys in Dallas.
I'd be. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think Dallas gets off the schneid there. That's a win.
Bears Lions in Chicago. Oh, in Detroit.
Oh man.
Caleb Williams didn't look too good. He had a
No.
good first drive, and then he's just trashed the rest of
Yeah.
the game.
I'm gonna go with the Lions. I think that's Chicago's in there to help them right the ship a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Lions as well. We got Rams Titans. Cam Ward didn't look that good his debut. A lot of
No.
dropped passes, I would say. They did not hold on to the ball, CDS at all.
No.
And Drake May. Oh no, we're at the Rams. And you got Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford, he won. It seems like once he won that Super Bowl, the narrative around Stafford has really turned into he's one of the top quarterbacks in the last
Yeah.
25 years.
Dude, when he's healthy, I mean, he's as good as anybody.
I'm gonna take I'm taking the Rams here.
I'm taking the Rams. I'm still not sure about Stafford's back for the long term with the season, but if he's healthy and slinging that ball, I mean, he's good.
Yeah,
Detroit got rid of him because he couldn't win a Super Bowl, and
Yeah, it's funny. Detroit got rid of him. He goes to the Rams. They win Super Bowl, and then the Lions get Jared Goff, and then the Lions just seem like a better team. I know it's more Dan Campbell than Jared Goff. I'm just saying
Right.
It's very interesting how they kind of switch places. And,
at this point though, the teams themselves are so different.
yeah,
I mean, it was a trade to me that made sense at the time where the organizations were. It was kind of like, hey, we're just going to swap good quarterbacks and see how they do in a different environment because all the reasons that it can go bad.
we got Patriots Dolphins. Did you do the Dolphins? Mike,
You asked me that and I almost fell asleep. Does anyone care? Like,
holy
actually,
smokes.
I think a huge Patriots fan is Rhodes.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
I'll give him a gift and go with the Patriots.
Yeah, based on Mike Vrabel, I'm just gonna go from a coaching aspect. I got to give the Patriots the nod here. Niners Saints. Niners. I mean, the Saints got nobody. They got Spencer's. I mean, any team going up against Spencer Rattler as their starting quarterback, I got to go for the other team.
Right.
Niners.
Yeah. I don't know if I can go through all these, man. My battery's going to go soon, but
all right. So let's just go. Let's just go to the.
Let's not working.
Let's just go to the Sunday night game then. Falcons right. Vikings Sunday night.
Oh man, that's a tough one, man. The way the Vikings ended with JJ McCarthy, that does a lot for them, but he was also horrible up to that point.
Yeah.
So it's like, does that ending kind of change things for him and he has a good start? Or is it like, okay, yeah, he got lucky there at the end, but he was a mess?
I think that's a coaching call right there. It depends if Kevin McConnell, if Kevin saw something that last quarter if there was a drastic change in the game plan from the third quarter to the fourth that made McCarthy play that way, I think I'm gonna have to lean towards the Vikings here. But Michael Penix Jr., I'm looking at it right now, dude threw for 300 yards last game. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Their final seasons in college, I saw Washington. I was in LA during this time. I saw Washington come to the Coliseum and go up against Caleb Williams. Michael Penix Jr. outplayed, made better throws, on the run better, made better decisions with the ball, put pinpoint passes to his receivers. So I'm fairly sold on Penix based on what I saw in person. I want to see it translate to the NFL, but I'm going to go with the Vikings here just because I think McCarthy showed me. I like that. I like seeing a kid just dig deep, bite his mouthpiece, and say, "I'm gonna." It
was a great finish for him for sure.
And it wasn't like he got carried to that finish. He made throws. He ran.
Made plays, man. He made plays.
It's not like
Yeah. Sometimes that is freeing for a young quarterback who's coming into a new league and all these things that he has to learn. And when you get in a situation like that, it reverts back to just playing football.
yeah.
You know what? He gets out of his own head. He gets to turn all that off, and he gets to just make plays and react.
Yeah, he goes from
And
that interception, and you see the reaction online. People are saying
yeah,
he's done. People are saying he has no future. He can't read a defense. And then you
young
see in the fourth
quarterbacks
quarter,
looked at
it changes.
young quarterbacks used to be given years to develop and come off the bench and learn and all this, and now we just throw him out there day one rookie season, and be like, oh no, he's no good.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
truth.
but
It's the truth.
all right, man. I guess we're gonna wrap it up.
Alrighty.
I'm just looking at my battery pack. It's like they got completely drained. But hey, man, I appreciate you coming on. This is kind of actually fun. I enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
I think I'm worn out. I think I need a nap before the game now. But
Yeah.
anyway, I appreciate anyone who's tuned in. This is our first one. You know, we'll probably do some more of these and go from there. Yeah, I had a good time. Appreciate it. So everybody, thanks for watching. And see you in the next video, I guess.